The fall. Earlier. With Chase asleep next to her, Sky thought to herself for a moment. I should really come clean about how I really feel about him. It's obvious he likes me. Just then, Chase's collar activated. He mumbled something in his sleep, pawing the air. Sky giggled, activating her helicopter's communicator. Rocky, he's asleep and drooling. What's up? Find anything? No. We're only a few miles away though, so it shouldn't be long and dash. Her muzzle dropped and her eyes widened. Oh my pup. What's wrong? What happened? Sky couldn't believe her eyes. She looked down at her control panel. The sinkhole. It's gone. How is that even possible? SK can hear me dash. Rocky? Alarms began to ring all at once, startling Chase from his sleep. He looked around, then to Sky. I've lost control. Then, all of a sudden, the aircraft dropped from the sky. Mayday, mayday. Flight down. Emergency landing. Her communicator stopped working. Now. Sky. Chase yelled. She manually activated the eject seat function, sending them high into the sky. Wings, she barked. He pup pack didn't work. Drat. Chase, pull the cord. Chase did as he was told, and she followed. The parachutes opened and they both sighed with relief. Sky's helicopter hit the ground, exploding on impact. What happened? Why did you lose control? I don't know. The power just shut off, as if something caused it. My pup pack isn't working either. Soon, they landed on the ground. They both looked around. They were in the middle of nowhere, the last known location of the PAW patroller. They disappeared around here. I can smell the PAW patroller. He frowned. It's faint, but I might be able to track it. On foot? Better than nothing. Come on. They started walking, leaving the flaming remains of Sky's rig behind. Where are Chase and Sky? Why did you ask me to do that? Are they in danger? What's going on? Redpaw continued mouthing off questions and Rocky refused to answer them. They raced back to the lookout. Rocky burst into the command room, firing up the tracker. Sky's helicopter was tracked to the same exact spot where the PAW patroller was, Rocky said. My guess is something is either blocking the signal or shutting it down. Why would something turn it off? Redpaw asked. Someone is hiding something. Rocky dashed off to the basement. I'll be right back, he yelled to Redpaw. Redpaw sat on the floor, scratching his ear. Something fishy is going on around here and, for once, it's not my fur. He looked over at the monitor. I've seen Rocky play with that 100 times. I bet I can find them. He trotted over to it. Standing on his hind legs, he wobbled a bit before looking at the controls. So many buttons. He whimpered. He pressed one. A shock entered his body. A brief image flashed on the display before he fell back. Redpaw, Rocky gasped, causing the pup to fold his ears. Plus. I'm sorry. I just wanted to help. I think you did. Rocky nudged the pup back towards the panel. Did it hurt? It felt weird. Did I break it? No, pup. But I think I know how you can help. Put your paws on the buttons. Redpaw turned his head. You mean, like this? He did as he was told. Another shock entered his body. This time, instead of falling back, Rocky held him in place. Redpaw's eyes began glowing as well as different images flashed on screen. Rocky. He whined. It's okay, I'm right here. Focus. Find Ryder and the others. The wolf pup whined and whimpered, images flashing for brief seconds on screen. Images of Ryder and Katie, of the pups. The PAW patroller and the sinkhole. Soon, the images turned into a video. Rocky watched as the sinkhole opened up, swallowing the PAW patroller whole. He watched it fall and burst into flames. He saw Ryder and the pups escape to safety. The lab coats approaching and helping them. The sinkhole closing up. The screen dimmed and Redpaw went limp. Gulping, Rocky felt for his pulse and breath. The pup was fine, much to his relief. Carefully, he laid him down. He wasn't shivering as he normally did. He simply slept peacefully. Good pup, Rocky whispered, thinking to himself. So Sky was right. The sinkhole closed up. But how? And who were those people helping Ryder, Katie and the pups? He wished he could answer those questions, but, without Redpaw, he knew nothing. The screen flickered to life. Chase and Sky were walking around, sniffing the air and ground. I just don't get it, Chase said. Rocky gasped, looking down at Redpaw. What was that? Guys? Rocky called out. Can you hear me? Rocky? Sky said. She turned towards the source. Her burning helicopter. Can you hear us? Loud and clear. Tracking your coordinates now. Excitedly, Rocky typed in a few commands. I can't believe you're okay. Did you think your parachute system wouldn't work? Sky asked. Don't answer that. How's Redpaw? Chase asked. He's asleep. The others are okay. Sky, you were right. The sinkhole closed up. How? I don't know, but stay put, I'm on my way. You can't bring Redpaw out here. Chase barked. It's too dangerous for him. Trust me, Rocky said with a smirk. The little guy can handle it. Stay there. Rocky ended the call, heading down to the basement once more. With Rubble's rig gone, he knew he'd have to break out the prototypes he and Ryder had been working on. Time to test out this bad boy, he whispered, removing the cloth. Redpaw groaned as he woke up. Holding his head, he opened his eyes. Rocky, he whispered. The roar of an engine got him up in a flash. Rocky? Get out here, Red. Rocky called out. Redpaw slid down the slide, only fall into a larger than average rig. It looked like Rubble's, only twice the size. Like it? This is awesome. Redpaw barked. Let's go save our friends, Rocky said. He attached their seatbelts and took off. Your uncle. He's a bit strange, Marshall said as he ate. Ryder, Katie and the pups were in the cafeteria, monitored by one of the scientists. What do you mean? Ryder said. Katie giggled, pointing towards his mouth. A strand of spaghetti hung out. He blushed, wiping himself. I mean, he knows about Redpaw. He's the one that did, who knows what to him. Can we trust him? Of course we can. He's family. Besides, he was forced to do it. I dunno, Ryder, Zuma said. By the sound of it, he sounds a little weird. Pups, be nice, Katie said. She looked to Ryder. He sounds like a nice guy, and this place is amazing. A laboratory in the mountains? All this tech? Rocky would love it here. Everyone chuckled. He really would, Rubble said. Think we can get a tour? I don't see why not, Artie said. Hello, I'm Ryder's Uncle Artie. The pups recognized the scent as familiar and that put them at ease. It's very nice to meet you all. I hope you're feeling better, Miss Katie? Yes, thank you, Katie smiled. Uncle Artie, is there any way I can call one of my pups at home? Ryder asked. He smiled. Sure. Why don't you come on back to my office? The rest of you, I'll have someone give you a tour. Woohoo, the pups cheered. Ryder and Katie chuckled. The young boy followed his relative back into his office. He gestures towards the phone. Actually, they don't exactly have a phone. Mind if I use your computer? By all means. Ryder sat in the office chair, typing commands at rapid speeds. Soon, ringing was heard. Redpaw was howling at the top of his lungs when he heard a sound. What's that? Rocky activated his rig's communicator. Rocky here. Hey Rocky. It's Ryder. Ryder? Rocky slammed on the brakes. Where the pup are you? I found the lab. Where Redpaw came from. Redpaw perked up, looking from the radio to Rocky. Where I came from? Redpaw said. What is he talking about? Rocky gulped. Ryder. Ryder gulped as well. He had hoped to talk about this at home, not over a radio. Pup, I dash. I knew I was a little different, but... I came from a lab? He looked at his paws. I'm not natural, am I? Red. Rocky whimpered. Am I? Redpaw growled. Ryder was the one to answer. No, pup, his voice cracked. But that doesn't change anything. It changes everything. Redpaw yelled. I was hoping I'd find my parents one day. Do I even have parents? Ryder looked up at Artie. He nodded, shaking his hand a little. Ryder covered the microphone. What do you mean? He whispered. His DNA comes from various, natural-born subjects, mainly wolf. We set them free months before he was created. Well, what do I tell him? That he kind of has parents? Artie snapped his fingers. I'll find the records stating where they were sent to. Well, Ryder. Redpaw growled. You do have parents, Redpaw. We're going to find them. Redpaw smiled, then groaned. Rocky, I don't. His eyes flashed red every few seconds. Sky. He whispered. Ryder, Redpaw's not feeling well. Rocky could sense that something was going on wherever he was. He didn't want to risk anything. I should take him home. Ryder understood. All right. We should be home soon. The call ended. Ryder leaned back in the chair with a sigh. Artie could tell something was bothering him. You want to go home, don't you, buddy? Yeah. I need my pups all together. Artie ruffled his hair. All right. Mind if I head back with you? I'd love to see Adventure Bay, maybe collect a few samples? Ryder looked at him. Not like that, Ryder. I'm past all of that. I'm talking about plants, water, things like that. All right then. We can leave tomorrow. He placed his hand on Ryder's shoulder. Your dad would be very proud of you. Ryder smiled, hugging his uncle. Artie hugged him back. You've been walking around in circles, Sky groaned. Are you sure you've got the right scent? My nose never lies, Chase said. I don't get it. Are they underground or something? It's getting late. Let's see what we can salvage from my rig and make dash. The ground underneath Sky crumbled. Chase. He turned to see just her head poking out of the ground. Net, he barked. His pup pack didn't respond. Instead, he shed his pup pack and ran forward, biting down on her collar. "I got you," he mumbled. Sky sighed with relief. "Oh my. Chase, there's an entire cave down here." Chase felt the ground move slightly. He gulped. Slowly, he took a few steps back. His right hind paw sank into the ground, causing him to wince. Sky. Extending her claws, she herself tried to climb out. The sudden movement caused the ground to crumble underneath them. Both pups yelled out in fear as they fell nearly 3 stories. Chase wrapped his paws around Sky and angled himself underneath her. Time seemed to move slowly as they looked into each other's eyes. Tears filled Sky's eyes. "Chase!" she yelled. Pulling her close, he turned, slamming 3 of his paws into the wall. Claws extended, he growled out in pain as his claws ripped through the wall. This action slowed them down a bit, sending rocks all around them. Sparks flew from the walls and Chase's paws were stinging with pain. They both hit the ground with a thud, Sky on top of Chase. Sky was the first to open her eyes. Body sore, she rolled off of Chase. "Are you okay?" He groaned, not moving a muscle. He took a deep breath, pain rushing throughout his body. Sky licked his muzzle, tears flowing out of her eyes. "You're okay. You're going to be okay." "Who's there?" someone yelled. "Help!" Sky yelled. "Help us!" A series of footsteps approached them. Defensively, Chase tried to roll over, but Sky held him down. 3 people dressed in lab coats appeared. One of them smelled familiar to the pups. "You must be Chase and Sky," one said. "Ryder will be thrilled to see you. Assist them." The other 2, who turned out to be women, carefully picked up the pups. "Who are you?" Sky asked him. "My name is Artie,"